I want to talk about how many days you really need to work out to lose fat and build muscle and get the best results possible. Because there's a common misconception that doing more is better, and that's not the case when it comes to workouts. So how much is right for you, and how do you know if you're actually doing enough? Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jody and I help you change your beliefs so you can change your body, your health, and your life. One of the biggest mindset shifts you have to make when it comes to working out is that more isn't necessarily better. You have to start thinking of your workouts as muscle building and your nutrition as fat loss and your steps and like just general activity, right? Even though if you are skinny fat and you need to go through body recomposition to lose fat, your workouts are very important because they're helping you build muscle and they will help drive fat loss if your nutrition is correct, but you still don't need to do more to get better results. In fact, it usually backfires because what you have to understand when it comes to working out, you need to recover from your workouts as well. And if you are not recovering properly, then you are not going to be able to go into the next workout and push yourself as hard as you should be if you want to get the best results possible. Now, something I've been really surprised by recently, given that I've been training for a while, right, and doing it properly for a while. I was doing it for years incorrectly, so I don't even count that. I've been working with a coach, following a proper program, putting in the reps, and being very consistent for 8 years now. So given that, I'm actually really surprised that recently I have gone back to a 3-day training program and I am making really, really good progress on that. And the reason is I am honoring my recovery. Like, I am paying so much attention to my recovery now because I've realized that's the part that is messing me up from breaking through the plateaus that I keep hitting. Now, some of this comes back to the fact I have ADHD. It kind of explains why I keep going through these phases of putting the effort in, sleeping right, eating right, doing everything right, but always hitting these walls because I'm constantly burning myself out and I'm just not recovering well enough like I do for a while, and then the fatigue builds up. Then I get to a point and I've hit this wall, and it happens time and time again. And so now, by actually dropping back a day from 4 days to 3 days, I'm getting better results because I have more recovery time. And that's what is working really well for my body at the moment. And if you are a beginner, you only need 3 days a week. 4 days is fine. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with 4 days, but don't think that 4 days is necessarily better. You always need to monitor how your body is responding, but you need to do this objectively, right? Because what a lot of you still do is that you're looking at your progress through the lens of believing that more workouts is better, so you really have to do more, but you actually have to be really honest with yourself. And are you hitting walls? Are you actually pushing yourself as hard as you should be? And are you even able to? It's really hard to understand what real intensity feels like because our brains get in the way. And so that's why I say you have to film your sets and look at those last few reps. Do they slow down? If they don't, then you are not using heavy enough weights and you are not training with proper intensity. And that could be because you're not recovering properly. Maybe you're not eating enough. Maybe you're not sleeping enough. Maybe you are constantly stressed, which is a massive thing to pay attention to as well, and will impact your training performance, which will impact your results, and will also impact how often you should be training. But if you think you need to be doing 5 to 6 days a week of weight training, I would be confident saying you will get better results training 3 to 4 days a week. And if you're trying to do HIIT classes and all this other stuff in between as well, that will impact your performance. Maybe not straight away, but fatigue accumulates as you are progressing. And so you have to be aware of that as well. Again, recently, right, I've been pushing the intensity up for 8 weeks straight now. And last week I started hitting walls, and it's just like my body is wrecked, right? Like, this fatigue has accumulated. I've been feeling good. I've been eating a lot of food, and still it's become too much. So this week, pulling back a little bit, letting my body fully recover. So that's even on 3 days. And it's only because my intensity has been so high. When I say intensity as well, I don't mean my heart rate is getting up and I'm sweating a lot. I don't even sweat in my workouts at the moment, but I'm choosing weights that are really heavy, and I'm making sure I'm adding a rep or adding weight every single week up until last week when I started pulling back a little bit, and that still wasn't enough. So this is all stuff you need to be mindful of. If you are training 5 days a week and you feel like you're getting nowhere, look into your recovery. If you're training 5 or 6 days a week and you go to a program that is 3 to 4 days a week and you feel like it's not enough, that comes down to your training and how you're approaching the program. Maybe you're not using proper tempo. Maybe you're not using heavy enough weights. That's probably a big one. And maybe your form is not correct as well. Oh, and make sure you're taking your rest times. That is super important. I know it can be hard to rest for 4 minutes between sets if that's what's required. All comes down to this intensity thing, right? And it's so hard to explain properly. And that's why I say again, film yourself. The speed of contraction, slowing down, is the best way to actually see. And it's gonna feel like you are pushing yourself hard enough already, but when you're truly using intensity, that speed of contraction slows down, you still have another rep in you, and so you go again and you surprise yourself because you get it up, and that's when you're gonna make the best progress. So more is not better. If you don't feel like your workouts are enough, then that's on you. Less is more when it comes to your workouts. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please like it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you have questions, feel free to send me an email, and I will see you in the next video.